Greetings, greetings, and salutations, one and all. Welcome to the night shift. It's a brand spanking new night shift night right here. And last night we had to end early because the gremlins came out. I do apologize for that. But it's night shift. It's Wednesday night. It's the end of the night shift week. Happy hump day night to you. Yeah, I could just say happy hump night, right? Well, it's hump day. Big ups to you, all those have it locked in right now, those on TuneIn Radio, the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew, RockTheBox.net, the Foundation Radio Network, One Harmony Radio, top of the morning to you guys over there in the UK, WGLRO, the People Station taking you from the sheets to the streets with Donnie Walker, D-Walk show in the mornings. Big ups to each and every one of you. PEMGTV.com, glad to have you. And right, of course, the home of the night shift right here, kevinstew.com. Glad to have you, couldn't do it without you. And guess what? You have my word, I wouldn't even try. Kicking it off with a little ill blaze.
It's idiot in or you owe.
A thing called Show Me.
Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna the perfect mix. No, wait not gonna, wait not gonna, girl. Jiggity bumper, wait not gonna, wait not gonna, girl. Drop the bumper. Shit, you think cause I like come. Look where you push it out, I was right come. What things am I bring that you want to do to you, girlfriend? You think that I fight time, girl? Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bump you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna the perfect mix. No, wait not gonna, girl. Jiggity bumper, wait not gonna, girl. Drop the bumper, wait not gonna, girl. Jiggity bumper, wait not gonna, girl. Drop the bumper. 6:30, I look. I want you to see this one, but you want that. Girl, wait for the thing like you want, break it off and bounce my neck, cause I love that, girl. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna the perfect mix. No, wait not gonna, girl. Jiggity bumper, wait not gonna, girl. Drop the bumper, wait not gonna, girl. Jiggity bumper, wait not gonna, girl. Drop the bumper. Shit, you think cause I like come. Look where you push it out, I was right come. What things am I bring that you want to do to you, girlfriend? You think that I fight time, girl? Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working with. When you ain't not gonna the perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect.
Good evening, good morning, good day to you wherever you're calling from, or hailing from, I should say. Multiples of 3. I guess 369. Good evening to you, Julie. How you doing?
Girlfriend, show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you
I want to say thanks to Paul C Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. Paul C Media Group and being in a moment is priceless. Give them a link. And you know, it's this time of the year when things are happening all over and people want to capture that moment. Graduations, parties, funerals, you name it.
Girlfriend, show me where you working with.
Pulse Media Group can help you out. Give them a call, 754-999-6020. Visit them at pulseemg.com. Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. You heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, yeah?
Girlfriend, show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend,
show me what you're working with.
The perfect mix. Show me where you working with. That bumper you want is the perfect fit. Girlfriend, show me where you working.
I don't know if showing me is going to be a sacrifice, but if you have to sacrifice to show me, I don't mind. Do you? You know, it's for a good cause. So if you're going to sacrifice something for a good cause, it's worth sacrificing, right? Isn't that what they say? So tonight's topic, we For real talk tonight, we're looking at sacrifice. Numbers to call, numbers to text to get you in touch. 773-789-STEW. And of course, you're always invited to jump into the Stew Pot where we keep things bubbling. You find the Stew Pot, our interactive portal, on kevinstew.com. Okay, so come on in, interact with us. Let's chit chat for a little bit. And you can call, you can text 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. So, sacrifice. What is that? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word sacrifice? And I know for most of us that grew up anywhere there's a church, anywhere where there's a Bible, you know of or have an idea of what sacrifice is. Now, according to the dictionary, a sacrifice is a loss or something that you give up, usually for the sake of a better cause. Parents sacrifice time and sleep to take care of their children. Children might sacrifice TV time to hang out with their parents. Although it is no longer used only in religious context, sacrifice comes from the Latin saccara and facere. Sorry. Yeah. Sacra, my bad. Sacra and facere. And that means, that is translated to perform sacred rites. Now, if you've studied ancient cultures like the Incas, then you've probably heard of human sacrifice. Although human sacrifice is mentioned in the Bible as we know it also. And this is where a person is killed in a sacred ceremony to please the gods. But thankfully, those kinds of sacrifices don't happen anymore. Well, I know I'm glad. So, primary meanings of sacrifice: the act of killing an animal or person in order to propitiate. You familiar with that word? Yeah. To make a deity happy, or deity, to please the gods. And in sports, you have sacrifice in baseball, where you have someone that allows themselves to get out to advance base runners. Sacrifice. So, basically, that gives you an overall idea of what sacrifice is. It's a loss entailed by giving up or selling something at less than its value, is another way that is presented. Or the act of losing or surrendering something as a penalty for a mistake or fault or failure to perform. Interesting, huh? So, when it comes to relationships, it is said that mutual sacrifice is the key to lasting, healthy relationships. I don't know how many people agree with that, but that's what some say. People often ask, what does it take to make a relationship work? What special secret do those in long-term loving relationship know that others don't? Now, while some believe that there is no one secret that makes all couples successful, one of the most fundamental aspects of relationship success is believed to be mutual sacrifice. Sacrifice is, it sounds hard. It sounds uncomfortable and at times ugly. Apparently, it can be. But that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be done. It also is said that it doesn't have to be that bad. And in some instances, can even be welcomed. We often confuse ourselves by believing that relationships should just work and should almost always be easy. Well, not too sure why some people believe that, but because we love each other, that should be enough to make things work, right? Apparently not so. And while love is critical in making a relationship last, it doesn't cause our relationship to grow and change and evolve. Apparently, sacrifice does. Now, you may or may not agree with this segment of the show, but that's fine. That's why we do it. And that's why we have interaction. Again, the stew pot is available, and the telephone line is always available. 773-789-7839, 773-789-STEW. So, what do I mean when we are talking about sacrifice in this sense? Well, apparently it means what is truly more important. When you're getting stuck in the same pattern over and over again, sacrifice means taking a step out of the pattern and asking yourself if the fight or the negativity is really worth it. Now, the picture a scenario, clothes on the floor, and that drives you crazy. But if you were to step outside of that discussion for a moment, step outside of a situation where the clothes are on the floor, the 2 hours of not getting along because of the clothes on the floor would have been better spent connecting and spending some time together, wouldn't it? Now, that work that you do, that you collect that paycheck to pay the bills, take care of the bills, it has been busy. And that could be the reason why you're distracted in your relationship at home and not doing your part to check in and take care of your partner. But what happens when work just remains busy, as it typically does? And before you know it, you've been disconnected from your partner for months, sometimes years. Sometimes, regardless of how tired we are or how burnt out we are, we have to sacrifice our own needs in the interim to meet the needs of our partner. Agree or no? There are 2 safeguards that are needed to be in place with regards to sacrificing in your relationship: meeting in the middle and having a bottom line. You can't always be the only one sacrificing in your relationship, or else your relationship will transfer from one of equals to an unbalanced power-based dynamic. Pause. I have a perspective on this, which I'll address later on, just so that you know, and just so that you'll remember to ask about it. Resume. Both people need to sacrifice in order to make a relationship healthy, or to make the relationship healthy and successful. You also need to establish a bottom line so that you know when you can no longer sacrifice yourself for the relationship. Everyone has a point in which they can no longer give of themselves and need to be given to. Establish this point and know when you need to make yourself happy, or to make yourself the priority over your relationship. Now, that in and of itself is quite a perspective, because now they're saying, hey, listen, establish that point where your bottom falls out of the bucket. For those of you who don't know, there's a saying, a Jamaican saying, well, I don't know if it's really Jamaican, but I grew up hearing it in Jamaica. Every day you take the bucket to the well, one day the bottom is going to fall out. Of course, it's in patois, when we say it, but for the sake of those that don't have a firm grasp of the patois, of the jargon, I put it plain as possible. So you need to establish that bottom of the bucket falling out point, and then go on from there. But you sacrifice in order to do it? I wonder. Sacrifice is about getting out of the short term to focus on the long term. Things won't always go the way we want them to on a day-to-day basis. And in all honesty, a lot of us are guilty of sometimes being too tired to want to focus on what we can do to make our relationships better. But those are the moments when it is most important to do just that. Because those are the moments that apparently count. It is really easy to have a great relationship when everything is going well and things are easy. It's a little bit more difficult to do so when you're feeling burnt out or upset. It is much more difficult to do it when you're frustrated. If we give when we feel we have little to give, it sends a message that at the end of the day, our relationship is more important than the clothes on the floor, the TV shows you're watching, or the to-do list waiting to be done. Because it is and always will be. But, so now, I wonder, if it is a matter of giving the little that we have left to give at the end of the day, that sends a message that the relationship is more important than anything else. Giving that to your partner. Could it be received in such a way that your partner is only getting what is left? You go out all day and you give and you give, and then you come home to your partner and all that you have to give is what's left. Nothing more? Not a little something extra, just the last morsel, and that's your sacrifice? How many people are in agreement with that? The last energy that you have for the day, you use it up on your partner. Not to argue about clothes on the floor, not to work through the to-do list, the honey-do list, or to watch your favorite show that comes on that day, but to spend it with your partner. Is that a sacrifice? Really? Is it?
Jadan Empress, you know say the love for the Rasta youth have for your endless. Better never know. I look ya know, I look ya, hey. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Jadan, she said she love her Rastafari. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the four-eye. From the day she link with Iman, she said she love her Rastafari. She tell me she like everything she see na Iman. She want every second out of me time, and she woulda give me anything, although she no mind man. I despise her, me give her, she have a mind pan. So me take her to the river, dash her with the bad one. Inna the hills, we go links, brain, bubble man, him have the herbs and the wine for we meditation. Good loving, it's you and we pan. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You You never know you woulda love the far right. From the day she link with Jordan, she said she love her Rastafari. You never know you woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the far right. From the day she link with Iman, she said she love her Rastafari. She tell me, I say she love Rastafari, and she tell I say she have something far. I know for them can't believe a Congo Bongo have a rope and a squeeze. All of a sudden she no wanna red meat, strictly ital true or some greens. She a tell I about the coconut with the bean. I say anytime no, she a come for me scheme. She never know she woulda love the Congo Bongo. You never know you woulda love the far right. From the day she link with Jordan, she said she love her Rastafari.
The sound of Jadan
Know you woulda love the Congo Bongo.
from the EP of the same name, Congo Bongo.
Alright. From the day she link with Iman, she said she love her Rastafari. You never know you
So
the Congo Bongo.
we get to play around with the concept of sacrifice a little bit.
She link with Jordan.
And those who have studied along the lines of psychology and sociology and all the other ologies would probably have some fun with doing this. Some key concepts to consider when it comes to sacrifice. And Julie, let me know if you agree with this or not. Compensation to pay off guilt. Giving without receiving. Hidden competition. Fear of intimacy. Concepts to associate with sacrifice. You get any of those things when you think of sacrifice? I'll say them again. Compensation to pay off guilt. Giving without receiving. Hidden competition. Fear of intimacy. Sacrifice is based on a belief that we are unworthy, stemming directly from guilt. It's an act in which we go into a form of slavery because we have stopped loving ourselves. So we give, but do not receive, and soon run out of energy. Now, this leads to exhaustion and burnout. Sacrifice is a fundamental defense against a loss we have suffered, but we've never recovered from it. So our defense against these feelings is to help others as a form of avoidance, so that we do not have to deal with our own pain. How is that for our concept of sacrifice? But we don't get to stop there. No. We get to go a little further. It's about our anger towards others for failing us, and the belief we now have to perform their roles. In reality, however, underneath this anger, we believe we have failed them. Sacrifice, then, is an attempt to pay off this illusory guilt. This dynamic, which begins in childhood, is at the heart of what creates the family patterns we have carried into our present relationships and into our way of being in the world. In fact, most sacrifice is generated out of family patterns. One may be in sacrifice to try to save the family, the martyr role. But this actually never helps because we are really using the family to hold ourselves back. This type of untrue helping becomes a form of enabling, which is based on a secret fear of the one or ones being helped getting better. So that would mean the untrue helper would also be called to move forward. So sacrifice becomes a defense against intimacy and against taking the next step. Interesting. Don't worry. I won't stop there. There's more. And Julie, I put you on the spot kind of like that because of the studies you have done. So I kind of put you out there like that, but and I'm not picking on you. Okay, I'm not picking on you. 773-789 Stu gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. We're gonna take a quick little break, and when we come back, we talk some more about sacrifice. Oh boy, I may have to stop talking early and play a lot more music and do a lot more musical therapy after this show, because I'll sacrifice the talking tonight. How about that? Sound like a plan? Let me know. Tell me what you think. We'll be right back after these few messages, right? Don't go anywhere, and if you do, bring some people back with you.
Policy Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there, we know how it feels, so we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It's the third annual Caribbean Celeb Basketball Tournament, Saturday, May 25th, 12 p.m. at the VEH Youth Enrichment Center, 7000 Miramar Parkway in Miramar. Proceeds for the Sounds for the Youth program. This year's teams, Universal Hilltop Records, VP Records, E2 Productions, Heavy Beat Records. Performances by Shauna Lee, Jadon, and Peter G. Hosted by G. Cole, Sir Rockwell, and TC Flex. Free admission, donations accepted. Live stream by Flex FM, music by New Vision Sound, surprise guest performances. Sponsored by JTMC, WZPP, South Florida Caribbean News. Homegrown with G. Cole, Flex FM, Rock the Box, Taxi Gang, High Class Promotions, Island Beat Marketing, David I Photography, Foundation Radio Network, LTK20, Island Energy Drink, Rattigan and Associates, Events Are Us, Irie Pen, The Melissa Jane Show, Real Rockers, GMAX Solutions, Jazzfar, Elite Global, New Lane Marketing, Jillian J, Stratmeyer Financial, WGLRO, Kevin Stew, All Time Printing, and Miad Restaurant. For info, call JTMC 954-613-3851 or 678-793-8800.
Not a mouse.
It's Christina representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin's Chew and the night shift radio show. Yo, it at the thing, turn up the thing loud. Whoa, DJ Kevin's Chew have the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line behind the dark clouds. DJ Kevin's Chew believe him, and that's no doubt. Salute the night shift radio show, Christina. It's a hot it up, loud. The beast.
You and I know we'll last. Don't worry about the exes, baby, in the past. I promise I will give you everything you ask. Give me your attention and I'll make it wild. I would do anything. You make nobody sing. Come on and take my heart for real. For your love, I would give you all control. You have my mind and full. I need your love, make me whole. For your love.
If it's real love, I'ma want you. Sun up or sun down, I gotta call you. I'ma keep you close to me as long as you loyal. Like some old milk in the fridge, I'ma spoil you. Always on my mind, girl, you know I adore you. I'm your king, you my queen, now we royal. Gotta make the love overflow till it boil you. Came into my life, everything was like a dream to me. Words can't express how much you mean to me. FaceTime trying on Vicky C for me. A lot of your friends don't want you to be with me. Trying to make it to the ring, build a team with me. I need your love, I don't think I get enough of it. Understand, I don't want you with another man. Your right hand better be your future plans. Never thought it'd be us, but now we more than
Are you
friends.
alone? I need more while you're staying in my life. Every time I see you, feel me body broke out in a hype. This I love you just so strong, me I feel wonder if I crap. If I jealous, then it means that me have to do my time. My love for you is real. I just want you to know how I feel. Your broken heart, baby, I will heal. Come on, baby, you know that I am a big deal.
You know I need you, just hope you need me. Hit the beach, catch the sea breeze, you in bikini. Make a wish, anything you want, cause I'm your genie. See what I see, that could trust and believe me. You know I need you, just hope you need me. Hit the beach, catch the sea breeze, you in bikini. Make a wish, anything you want, cause I'm your genie. See what I see, that could trust and believe me.
I would do anything. You make nobody sing. Come on and take my heart for real. For your love, I would give you all control. You have my mind and full. I need your love, make me whole.
Want to welcome you back to the show. This is the sound of Leray. It's called For Your Love. It features Smooth. So I got you, don't worry. I have you. I've got you in so many ways. Welcome back to the show. It's the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. The last show of the Night Shift week. The what we call Real Talk Wednesday, and tonight we're talking about sacrifice. And before we went off on the break, I had kind of called out Julie, seeing that she has studied the mind a little bit and everything, and asked her opinion on sacrifice. And she said, you know, I'm listening to the definitions and concepts of sacrifice that you're stating, and can say that my understanding of sacrifice was never based on doing something out of guilt. My understanding of sacrifice was based on doing an action for others, or even for yourself, where you may doing or yourself, where you may have to do something now that you may not want to do in order to be able to do something you want to do later. Do an act for someone if it may inconvenience you, if that action may help the other person, or to bring about more intimacy in a relationship, as long as you do that act, as long as doing that act does not force you to go against your core values and ethics, and the bottom, which I mentioned earlier, on the bottom of the bucket, that is set, wouldn't fall out. People in relationships, not only romantic, do have to make sacrifices to keep a relationship going, but maybe not at the same time. Okay. And I'm going to challenge that thinking a little bit later on with a variation on a concept. Now, basically, while I was doing my research for sacrifice, with coming across some of this information, basically, one of the things that they were saying is that, sacrifice, or coming across something about sacrifice, querying sacrifice, questioning it, you are being asked to examine areas where you're not receiving, if that is what you're doing, as it's a sign that you are in sacrifice in some way. The insidiousness of sacrifice makes everything difficult and burdensome, partly because typically we sacrifice out of love for another, while devaluing ourselves. We never thought about the devaluing part, did we? And what this does is it makes us less attractive in both our own and the other person's eyes. So, who are you in sacrifice to? What burden are you carrying that does not belong to you, and which you are using to form as a form of avoidance, especially out of intimacy? Sacrifice in some way of avoiding the contact which leads to success. In sacrifice, you can work very hard and do lots of things, but because you don't give yourself, you don't succeed. Ask yourselves and be true about it, about the sacrifice that you're making. Polonius in Shakespeare's Hamlet said, "To thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. As you free yourself, you will free others. As you live truly, others too can then live truly and authentically." Love is said to be sacrifice. And I'm not too sure if it is a sacrifice it's probably not the sacrifice that we know it as we know sacrifice, the offering up and the shedding of blood, and but love can make you shed blood sometimes, unfortunately. Or is that obsession? It's a kind of relationship wisdom that you hear in power ballads and read on Pinterest and see and embroidered on throw pillars. But you have to ask, is it true that love is sacrifice? Is sacrificing your happiness for another person part of being in love? Take this spin on it. Sometimes love requires sacrifice. But on the whole, love isn't so much a sacrifice as it is a compromise. No matter how compatible two people are or how much they have in common, they're never going to agree 100% with each other all the time. Never happens. There might be an agreement 99.9% of the time, but somewhere along the line there's going to be a disagreement. Life isn't always going to go smoothly. Sometimes things out of your control come along. We can't control everything. It's when you disagree or hit a cosmic bump in the road that the need for sacrifices and compromises arise. In its most literal sense, the phrase love is sacrifice suggests that you have to give things up if you want to be with the one you love. And sometimes that might be true. If your partner's parents fall ill, they might want to move back home to take care of them. So, or them, you might have them, your partner might want them to move in with you. And while it's not an easy sacrifice to make, it is one that supports your partner and your relationship in a positive way. Because you're giving up some of your space and maybe some of your liberties. But love doesn't always have to be a sacrifice. And is that really a sacrifice? That giving up of that space? I tell you, I have a concept that I want to address a little bit later. If your partner's actions suggest that you should sacrifice your mental health, emotional well-being, integrity, or safety, you can say no or even walk away. Those sacrifices do not benefit you or your relationship, and you don't have to make them. More often, love is a compromise. While sacrifices are often one-sided, compromises are usually more equal. Sacrifices are a result of big life changes. Compromises represent the day-to-day decisions that make a relationship run smoothly. For example, if you and your partner have children, you might compromise on carpool day. Maybe you adjust your morning schedule to start your day 30 minutes later so you can drop them off at school. And to make it a compromise, your partner might adjust their afternoon schedule to leave 30 minutes early to pick them up from school. Compromise, right? But would some consider that a sacrifice since they're taking away from some of their work time, which may mean taking away some of their work dollars? Of course, every relationship and set of circumstances is different. When faced with a disagreement, it's up to you to decide what is worth sacrificing, what's worth compromising on, and what is worth fighting for. Sometimes the decision will be easy. There are times when it won't be that easy. The most important things are that both of you make sacrifices and compromises equally, and that you do them with respect for the other person and your relationship. Now that is what is said to be true love. But there's still another concept of it. There's still another idea that could be addressed when talking about sacrifice, and in this case with the inclusion or the insertion of true love. Is there really a need for sacrifice if love is true? Because if love is true, that means the parties in love are authentic, right? That's typically what that would mean. And if they're authentic, that means they're true to themselves and they're true to their partners. So, would there really be a need for sacrifice if you're being true? This is the sound of his run. It's called So in Love.
It's been a while I've seen you smile. Makes me wonder what's been on your mind. It's been a while, it took some time, yeah, to like we used to chill and play for a while. Maybe I've been a little occupied. To keep you smiling, babe, I gotta hustle over time. Now it seems to me you wanna ask me if my love is true. Just in case you are wondering, make no mistakes about my feelings for you. And I'm so in love with you. Yes, I'm so. All I do for you. Everything I do, I'm so in love with you. Baby, I swear this is the truth. All I do for you. Maybe I could spend more time with you, babe. Maybe I could have told you more times that I do, babe. Maybe I could again kiss you more, yeah. Just to show you my love for you is secure. Baby, I'd walk 100,000 miles, baby, just to keep you happy and satisfied, baby. Whoa. Now it seems to me you wanna ask me if I still do, yeah. Just in case you were wondering, made no mistakes about my feelings, baby. I'm so in love with you, and this way I feel. I do for you. Say I'm so in love with you. Baby, this is the truth. All I do for you, baby. Baby, I do. Now it seems to me you wanna ask me if I still do. Just in case you are wondering, make no mistakes about my feelings for you. I'm so in love.
I'm so in love with you because all I do is for you.
I'm so. This is the truth. All I do for you. I'm so in love.
Does that fall in the line of sacrificing? All I do it for you.
And
Is that sacrifice?
I'm so in love with you, baby. I swear this is the truth, baby. All I do for you, I do. I love you, love you.
Could it possibly be that it is not sacrificing but just giving? I know. I thank you for your big sacrifice that you're making. So I have to ask the question. Is it sacrifice or is it giving? Is it making a compromise or is it sacrifice? And I have to, well, that's two questions, but I still have to ask. Because there's a difference between giving and sacrifice. And it's interesting because many of us don't realize that there's a difference. Our intention is to be in the world as a giving person. But when we're sacrificing ourselves, giving is actually left out of the equation. Now, you might be wondering, Stu, really, now you've gone and done it. You've hit the soft part of the back of your head and it has truly messed you up. Not so much. There it is. No, that's a question, Julie. Although everything that is being done for you, is it being hated by the person doing it? That is a question. And if so, is that sacrifice? Or is that giving? And if it is sacrifice, is that the meaning of sacrifice? That I give and do everything for you, but I hate doing it? Or I get nothing from it? Because based on what we have learned so far of sacrifice, we receive nothing. We give everything, and we give and we give and we give. And here it is. Well, I can't even say that we give and give and give, because now there's a difference between giving and sacrificing. So we sacrifice and sacrifice and sacrifice. Let's fix our words. Let's fix our speech. To truly give is to receive. And to sacrifice is just that, to sacrifice. To give comes from a place deep within us that wants to share what we have with another person. Operative word, share. The quality of giving is not, I will go without so that you can have. It's more like, I have something I'd like to share with you. Now that changes the whole dynamic of the thing. The act of real giving evokes a sense of receiving at the same time. It is very enjoyable to share what we have with others, especially with the intention of helping another person out. There is always a felt sense of abundance for people during the act of true giving. So, with that concept in mind, do we want to give or do we want to sacrifice? We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we explore this some more to see what we can get out of it. But that's a very good question. Although everything that is being done for you, is it being done and enjoyed being done? Or is it being done and then there is some resentment following? That's a deep question. We'll be right back. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise. Matthew 20.
It's the third annual Caribbean Celeb Basketball Tournament, Saturday, May 25th, 12 p.m. at the VEH Youth Enrichment Center, 7000 Miramar Parkway in Miramar. Proceeds for the Sounds for the Youth program. This year's teams, Universal Hilltop Records, VP Records, E2 Productions, Heavy Beat Records. Performances by Shauna Lee, Jadon, and Peter G. Hosted by G. Cole, Sir Rockwell, and TC Flex. Free admission. Donations accepted. Live stream by Flex FM. Music by New Vision Sound. Surprise guest performances. Sponsored by JTMC, WZPP, South Florida Caribbean News. Homegrown with G. Cole, Flex FM, Rock the Box, Taxi Gang, High Class Promotions, Island Beat Marketing, David I Photography, Foundation Radio Network, LTK20, Island Energy Drink, Rattigan and Associates, Events Us, Irie Pen, The Melissa Jane Show, Real Rockers, GMAX Solutions, Jazzfar, Elite Global, New Lane Marketing, Jillian J, Stratmeyer Financial, WGLRO, Kevin Stew, All Time Printing, and Miad Restaurant. For info, call JTMC 954-613-3851 or 678-793-8800.
Not a mouse.
JTMC Music presents the highly anticipated, much talked about The Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with The Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy B, Denny Ranks featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations on the rhythm, Seal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skelenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Roll out with Island Rock Music and have fun. Check out the quality apparel at islandrockmusic.com. Designed for you and your crew. Hear the music, feel the breeze, with selected tracks and more. Available now from the online store at islandrockmusic.com. islandrockmusic.com. Log on today and ride with us.
Stepping, this a roots vibration. Stepping.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
The clock is ticking while the days slip away. Time is always moving, so you'd better not wait. Every day is precious, I don't wanna be late. When there's love to brighten up our lives, can we keep it real? Cause I don't wanna pretend. I've I've been thinking about us being more than just friends. You don't wanna wake up all alone and regret and find the chance for us has passed you by. Bless me with your smile. Bless me with that look of love. I see it in your eyes. Girl, don't test me, 'cause I won't compromise. Just do me right and I'll be there today to bless you with my time. Bless you with my heart and all the stuff I have inside. Let me take you where happiness abides and let me chase our troubles all away. Bless me. Of advice, listening to your girlfriends, well that may not be wise. They know nothing about me and they're telling you lies, saying you'll find better any day. I ain't got tattoos and I don't drive fancy cars. Keep it down to earth and got my head in the stars. You'll search far and wide but you'll find no bigger heart than the one in front of you today. Bless me with your smile. Bless me with that look of love. I see it in your eyes. Girl, don't test me, 'cause I won't compromise. Just do me right and I'll be there today to bless you with my time. Bless you with my heart and all the stuff I have inside. Let me take you where everything's alright and let them chase our troubles all away. Bless me,
Here comes my favorite part of this song.
Now there's no need for frontin', girl. Hey, 'cause I know something, girl, that we all want love. Yeah, we all need love. So get your head out of the way and let your heart have its day this time.
There it is.
'Cause love, it ain't no crime. Bless me.
I want to welcome you back to the show. It's a night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, a thing we call Real Talk Wednesday. In the background, the sound of the one Tenor Blue. The track is called Bless Me.
Bless you with my time, bless you with my heart and all the stuff I have inside. Let me take you.
If you're just tuning in, I want to welcome you to the show.
The light and let them chase our troubles all away. Bless me with your smile.
This segment is brought to you courtesy of JTMC Enterprise,
Don't test me, 'cause I won't compromise.
providing you with tour management, bookings, promotions, event management, social media management, the works.
Bless you with my heart and all the stuff I have inside. Let me take you.
Give them a call, 678-793-8800, 678-793-8800. And as a little reminder, the Happy Blanket is still available. Give me a link and I can connect you to let you know how you can get it. Hey MJ, how you doing, sis? Yeah, the Happy Blanket is available, still available. Handmade blanket. It is so comfortable, it is so warm, it just makes you just feel so happy. Can I tell you? Real talk. Alright, yes, and that's where we are with Real Talk. We're talking about sacrifice tonight. And before we went off on the break, we mentioned giving, the act of true giving. Now, it was said that in giving, we receive. And so the question now becomes, okay, so wait, hold on. Why is it that we feel that we receive when we give? Isn't giving something just to give it and it's gone? Well, essentially, we cannot separate the experience we feel within ourselves from the experience felt within others. You're very welcome. Yeah, we can't experience the feeling that we have in ourselves with what we give to others. And I guess that's because it's energy, and energy flows in and around us. We believe that we are way more separate than we actually are. Our eyes tell us we're separated by bodies and distance. But think about it. Could it be that the truth is what is felt within people? We interact with mirrors what is also within ourselves. Could that be a truth? You get it? That feeling, that energy. So when you give and another person receives, you create an experience of receiving within yourself. Because you feel good when you give, right? Now, a lot of us have had the experience and perhaps the opportunity to be of service to another person, to offer something to someone who is in need, and you leave the experience feeling so full. That is what is known as giving. You receive always. You can't have one without the other. Giving always makes you feel really, 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 really good. If you're giving from a good place, from the right place, if you have the right intention. I remember, let me see, it was Hurricane Ivan and Hurricane Charlie had rolled through the same year. Was it? And I think I can. I'm definitely Hurricane Ivan. But I have done volunteer work with the Salvation Army on a number of occasions. I've done canteen work, and I've done shelter work. And I remember going to Punta Gorda on the canteen, my friend and I. And we loaded up the canteen from the staging area with boxes of prepped meals and went into the communities to distribute them. And we were just out there and we're giving out and the canteen is hot and there's no AC. Just open up the windows and let the air blow through, and you're handing out food because people are hungry and people have nothing. And there was this one spot that we stopped, and the people that came and got their food, they were like, "You see that lot over there?" I'm like, "Yeah, that used to be our house." What? Apparently a tornado rolled in and took their house out and then went down the street. It went between the two houses and cleared their house. It was the strangest thing. They said, "That lot right there, our house used to be there." These are, but I digress. Going back to the event of giving, and we got through the day, and we're reflecting, and I don't even know how many meals we gave out. Didn't think of it. At the end of it, we probably gave out hundreds of meals, but never gave it a second thought. We just felt good knowing that we were in a position to help out some people that were less fortunate. That feeling. Yeah, it does make you feel good. So the act of giving, you do receive. But a lot of times, giving is confused with sacrifice, which is something entirely different. If you are giving without the sense of simultaneously receiving, then that is what sacrifice is. Because what we do for ourselves is also what we're doing for others. So when we sacrifice, the other person always ends up getting sacrificed also. How's that for a concept? So many of us give and give and give, thinking that we're doing the right thing, thinking that we're being of service, but also secretly hoping that we will receive for our acts of service sometime in the future. Remember that? Just in case everybody forgot who said it, I won't put you out there like that. But you remember that? Giving so that we will receive acts of service sometime in the future. Get, payback. Here's the thing about when we give in this particular way. The sense of receiving doesn't come. Instead, what happens is we burn out. How many people have felt that the bottom has fallen out of that bucket? Yeah, the intention behind this, the here I am giving was a good intention. The feeling that you really wanted to offer yourself in aid to another. But when you sacrifice yourself, you sacrifice the other. There's no such thing as you sacrificing yourself for the good of the other. They always get sacrificed also. Huh? But that's not what we learned in the Bible. Things that make you go, And yeah, I know I may get in trouble for that, but it is what it is. Why does the other person get sacrificed when you sacrifice? Well, when we sacrifice ourselves, it always leads to resentment and inevitably selfishness. When we sacrifice, we eventually grow angry. So the feeling is, who is looking out for me? I give and I give and I give. I'm left with nothing. And that's true. But who did that? Did someone do it to you, or did you do it to yourself? So you end up getting angry at another person for something that we, in sacrifice, and actually did to ourselves. When we sacrifice ourselves, then we feel sacrificed. And then we blame the other person for making us feel like we're sacrificed. Guess what? No one can actually make you feel a certain way. If you sacrifice yourself, then there's no escaping feeling sacrificed. And eventually, what comes is resentment. And that in itself is not a pretty sight for anybody. So, why then are we sacrificing and not giving? Could it be because sacrifice is a thing of the ego and giving is a thing of the soul? There's a wild idea. The ego is a part of you that interprets the world through separation. It does not believe that we do to ourselves, we also do to others. Those things that we do. The ego doesn't believe that. The ego interprets the world through lack, not enough, fear. And it is from the ego mind that sacrifice comes. When we believe that we are not enough to begin with, then we give more than we feel comfortable with. It's like saying, here's a little extra to make up for what I lack. Or here's a little extra, I hope you like me. The part of us that feels incomplete then feels like it needs to give just a little bit more. That is the ego. Now, on the flip side, Giving more comes from the soul. Giving, generosity, and being of service comes from our own self, of our own sense of fullness. That comes from the place where you say, I have, therefore I give. Not, I don't have enough, therefore I give more. You can only give so much of what you have before you have none left. So when you end up with none left, then you sacrifice, and you end up with what? When we are in more consistent contact with our own fullness, then we are able to give to others in a much more beneficial and profound way. Giving from your own greatness is what it really means to be of service. Try to make sure you're in contact with your enoughness before you start giving away. Yeah, I said enoughness, because that's actually a word. Catch yourself when you're giving. Does it feel good? If it doesn't, call it what it is. Sacrifice. Is that what you want to be doing? Will your relationship benefit greatly from giving or from sacrificing? So earlier, I gave you the whole, I painted the picture of mutually sacrificing being the best thing since sliced bread in relationships. Because that is what relationships need, mutually sacrificing. But could it possibly be that that was a misconception and it is more along the lines of mutually giving? Because at that point, something is left in you when you give, or you receive a little bit of something. You receive that feeling, that joy, that personal fulfillment. And I guess one could say, you're stroking your own ego, but wait a minute. Is it? Because it is the ego that is the part that does the whole sacrificing thing. So now you start drawing lines to connect the dots, and you end up with this whole spider web of emotions. Do you give or do you sacrifice? In sacrificing, there's the expectation that you will receive something. In giving, you're already receiving something. You always hear about the cheerful giver. Do you normally hear of the cheerful sacrificer? Not so much. So that in and of itself would make you think, wait a minute, there may be something more to this sacrifice thing than we think. Hence the question, do I need to sacrifice me to prove I love you? This is King Charles from the album Still Searching. It's called Love You So.
A smile on my face, and
You always smile whenever me grip your waist. Baby girl, you take me to a place. I flow for happiness, all negativity I get erased. Girl, you make me want to slow down. And baby girl, me really, really, really need to know now. Will you be there for me even when I'm down and out? Girl, you should know I love you so. I love you more than you'll ever know. And if you're feeling me, just let it show. I love you more than you'll ever know. What's on your heart? What's on your heart? What's on your heart? What's on your heart? Girl, you know I lay my heart down on the line to get a moment with you, just some of your time. And there is something that you should never forget, that I will be there for you till the very end. What's on your heart? What's on your heart? What's on your heart? What's on your heart? Girl, you should know I love you so.
Baby girl, I'm falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you? Baby girl, I'm falling for you. Can't you tell I'm falling for you? You got my mind and my heart and my soul calling for you. And I know you're falling for me too. Yeah. Oh, it's the beauty of your mind, thoughts are pure and kind of captivating inside of mine. Keeps me wanting you. Girl, you're divine like the sun that shine and brighten up my life. So much joy with you. I rise above my stress, conquer all my fears with the powers of Jah. Did it all with you. Trade nothing for a woman like you. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, yeah. Baby girl, I'm falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you? I'm falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you? You got my mind and my heart and my soul calling for you. And I know you're falling for me too. Yeah. Baby, when I met you, that's when I knew you had to stay. No more wishing, no more praying. Just send you my way. Nothing but your love away, you take it and crown me. Joy and happiness when you there around me. With the grace of the King, your beauty shine from within. Girl, you're my everything. Falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you? I'm falling for you.
As we get into our early musical therapy,
You have my mind and my heart and my soul. Falling for you.
this is Phil Watkins, Falling For You.
For me too.
Are you falling for me too? Are you sacrificing your love or giving it freely?
And I know you never let me go. Girl, you like the ocean that rushes to the shore and on the cross. Woman, you know your boundary like a dictionary. You brought meaning to my life, girl. You are so real, so virtuous, so pure. The best times I've seen, you've given me and so much more. Falling for you, don't you know I'm falling for you? I'm falling for you, can't you tell I'm falling for you? You got my mind and my heart and my soul calling for you. And I know you're falling for me too. Yeah. Falling for you. Don't you know I'm falling for you?
sound of Joanna Marie working out with Peter G. Their rendition of the BB and CC, Close to You. This segment of the show is brought to you courtesy of the Wake Up and Live show. Thank you, Sir Rockwell, for sponsoring this segment of the show. The Wake Up and Live show comes to you at 7 a.m. tomorrow Eastern Time. It's Super Thursday. And Sir Rockwell and Destiny will be up to their shenanigans. Let's see. Will there be a drive-by tomorrow? Who knows? Who knows? This is Coolzy Mellors. The track called Let's Get Started.
Girl, I'm drifting away. That's just how much I love you. And I've got to say, it grows with every day. No, don't stress yourself.
Courtesy of One Harmony Music Productions.
Don't worry yourself, pretty lady. I'll take care of your heart like it's mine. Just a little of your tender touch is all I'm asking. Don't you be nervous. Believe me, there's nothing to fear. I'll be around to wipe all your tears, girl. Oh, I wanna be the shoulder you lean on. I'll be the friend you depend on. I'll be your shelter in the storm. And when you feel down and out and need someone to call upon, don't you worry about a thing. I'll be right over, baby. And you hear me say, let's get started. Girl, I love you. It's long overdue. And you feel it too. Oh, baby. Let's get started, 'cause you're the one that I'm waiting on. No more loving on the run. No, no. Lay your head on my shoulder, baby, and tell me what's on your mind. My arms are waiting for you. Don't overlook my love this time. It's a blessing I can hold you the way that I do. Girl, I need you in my life. I wanna build my whole world around you. Let's get started, girl, I love you. It's long overdue, and you feel it too. And I know, baby, let's get started, 'cause you're the one that I'm waiting for. No more loving on the road.
This is Annette Brissett, a track called My Everything.
Everything to me a girl could ever need. You fill my day with joy and laughter. What more can I need? You are my everything to me. Yes, you are. You are. My everything. my roof. You're my love when I need you. You are. You're my friend when I need one. My everything. I miss you in the morning, baby. Sleep at night without you.
It wasn't supposed to be this hard. I miss you, you're gone. And how does someone move on?
This is IKEA.
So strong.
A track called Love Note. Before that, we heard from Annette Brissett,
It's not too long.
My Everything.
Yeah, you get to hear the true love never dies. So I will forever wait until the earth stands still, the moon fall down. I'm gonna love you, the angels sing, the trumpet sound. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. Oftentimes I cry, tears flow. I don't let them show. Deep down, only Jah know. Sometimes the things you cling to the most are things you gotta learn to let go first. I can't let go. The holding on hurts. A lifetime is not too long. If in the end you get to heaven, true love never dies. So I will forever wait until the earth stands still, the moon fall down. I'm gonna love you, the angels sing, the trumpet sound. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. Never love you. See, no matter how hard I try, can't have myself from missing you. Baby, don't you know that I can't hold back? Something in the universe keep pulling up. Don't you know that we can do without us? Love wouldn't be if it wasn't for us. But it's hard for me. In my heart I trust, and I know what's best for us. A lifetime is not too long. If in the end you get to heaven, true love never dies. So I will forever wait until the earth stands still, the moon fall down. I'm gonna love you.
The track is called Love Note.
I'm gonna love
IKEA doing such a wonderful job on this one. A beautiful job even.
you. I'm gonna love you.
She said, you can't
I'm
look back
gonna
and touch.
love you.
She said, you can't
I'm
look back
gonna
and touch.
love
She said, you can't look back and touch.
The unmistakable voice of Hezron.
Hey, sweet lady, I wanna say something politely,
Don't misunderstand me, lady.
and I hope you don't misunderstand me. Can I hold your hands? She said, you can look, sweet lady, sweet lady. Your body is driving me crazy. You just don't know what you're doing to me. Just wanna hold your hand. But she said, no, you can't look back, not touch, no. She said, no, you can't look back, not touch, no. Hey, no. She said, no, you can't look back, not touch, Well, this a verse about a woman who me like. Try me, I try, but she not give me no blight. Tell her because of her, me just can't sleep at night. Tell her if she love me, her future be bright. Tell her we me buy her anything that she like. And if you keep her happy, I my greatest delight. But I saw me get to know, say I me, she a spite. She tell me, say me ex-girlfriend, say me lie. Now every day she passing at the tightest ties. Now Facebook turn up with likes. Hey, sweet lady, sweet lady, I just wanna say something politely, and I hope you don't misunderstand me. No, baby, I just wanna hold your hand. She said, no, you can't tell. Hey, lady, sweet lady, your body's driving me crazy. You just don't know what you're doing to me. Oh no, baby, I just wanna hold your hand. But you said no, you can't look but not touch. And she said no, you can't look but not touch. Yeah, no. Hey there, pretty woman, how you doing tonight? From what I can see, girl, you're doing alright. All the fellas in the place, they've been crowding your space. Now you must be tired, girl. Do you need a break? I just asked the DJ.
This is the sound of Amberleek.
Slow it down a taste.
Amberleek put on a wicked show for the weekend.
One drop.
Sharing the stage with the Manhattans with Reggae Meets Soul.
Just play some lovers right. We can rent a time. In a rub-a-dub style. We can rent a time.
You got to roll the rub-a-dub.
We don't mind some old R&B.
You know, something is said about guys that can roll their tongues like that.
The impressions, some good old temptation.
I'm not too sure what the thing is.
Just don't forget.
But something is said.
Some sugar mine and some bakery eyes up so we can rent a time.
Let's just rent a tile, yeah?
In a rub-a-dub style, we just rent a time. Yeah. In a rub-a-dub style, yeah. Ooh, baby, we're gonna take them back when we parted hard. And no one would fight. Everything was nice. We just spent the time, yeah. All night, we just spent the time in a rub-a-dub style, yeah. Ooh, girl, yeah. Said we're gonna slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, baby. Slow it down just a taste, so you can work your while waist. All that dancing across the floor.
Gotta be there as long as you want to. Oh, Kevin, you're so good. Music just turns me on. You got me how to love again. Even talk to me when I needed a friend. To love is such a wonderful thing. Not everybody knows exactly what it means, but I'll be there.
Miss Annette Brissett working out with Beresford Hammond.
I'm running away, and then I'll be right by your side.
This is the version that I play.
I'll be forever yours, and I'll be yours. Gotta be there. Yeah, I want you want me to. Then I'll come running, baby. Right by your
sound of Ed Robinson.
If I follow my tears, I'm gonna leave.
Recently tore up the stage with Richie Stevens at the PB Spring Jam celebration.
When it's crying time, I'll be crying to you, girl.
This is If I Follow My Heart.
Follow what mouth says, girl. We will be through. We will be through. We'll be through. We will be through. Whoa, yeah. Yeah. If I follow my heart, I'm gonna love you. Love you, love you. And if I follow my tears, I'm gonna leave you. Leave you, leave you. But if I follow those stars that are shining bright, I'll be loving you all through the night, yeah. But if I follow what mouth says, girl, we'll be through. We will be through. We will be through. We will be, yeah, yeah. Take my hands, I'm following my heart. Some people say we should stay apart. Oh, my love, my love, my love, yeah. If I follow my heart, I'm gonna love you so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I follow my heart, I'm gonna love you. Love you, love you. And if I follow my tears, I'm gonna leave you. Leave you, leave you. But if I follow my eyes, when it's crying time, I'll be crying to you, lady. And if I follow what mouth says, girl, we'll be through. We will be through.
This is Joanna Marie working out with Lisa Danger. It's called Good Love.
It's been 5 years or more since I've been around you.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew.
That's right, Joanna. Check out Kevin Stew.
Joanna Marie, sing a song. How many times do I really have to tell you that I love you? Can't you see it's written on my face? Expression all over. Don't you listen to the things your friends are telling you? They only wanna get in the way. It's been 5 years or more Won't you do me, boy, do me some more?
Me find you charming, that's why I want you to be my darling. Hey, man, you want to fit you, want to be in a relationship. We are over, we no fight, and so those who don't be with oh, my lover, oh, my darling, no, hear me sing that good love. Roses up in my garden, but down, then me while you hold me, squeeze me, man, no stop tease me. Tease up me body, man, and make me feel tipsy, 'cause I'm in a love emotion. Hey, me want the good love, come out to tell you the extension. Hey, every woman want good loving, then good loving, it makes she sing ring. Hold me tight, me while you squeeze me right. I'm electric loving in the middle of the night.
How many times do I really have to tell you that I love you?
It's all over, man.
Can't you see it's written on my face?
Expression all over.
Won't you listen to the things your friends are telling you?
Them Irish.
There are anomalies that happy. Oh, baby. Everyone's upon a time.
This is the sound of the homegrown one himself, G. Cole.
My heart was beating.
Yes, you heard right, G. Cole.
Your pretty eyes made mine.
From the album Ocharias, it's Imperfect People.
No, baby. We're from totally different.
You can catch G. Cole on Homegrown with G. Cole just about every day.
But if only they could feel it, they would understand how much I love you, girl.
Remember to check out Melissa Jane on the Melissa Jane Show tomorrow at 9 p.m. That's Eastern time. I want to thank you each and everyone for tuning in and for hanging out and for contributing to the show. I want to remind you to look out for someone today because you never know who's going to look out for you tomorrow. And remember, your community is not just the development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, on the plane, on the boat, on the train, these are all members of your community.
That will form that perfect shape.
And in the midst of doing what you're doing, try to be good. But in the event you can't be good, just be good at it. My name is DJ Kevin Stewart, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you. I'll be back again, all being well, God willing, life sparing. Come Monday, right after Real Rockers. Courtesy of Marlon Burrell. And Marlon wasn't here with us tonight. Well, he's not feeling well. So prayers going up for Marlon. Julie, all the best for that presentation. Thank you for your contribution as usual. Truly appreciate, love you. MJ, my sister from another mister. Thank you for popping by, sis. So I bounce on out of here. Do enjoy the strong end. Make the most of it. Try to give more and sacrifice less, yeah? I know it can be tough because we are just imperfect people. I see you 369 popping in, popping out. Good night, good morning, good afternoon to you wherever you are in the world. moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.